want to kind of start off with how we started off in the business, right? So we start off as a family, right? So we'll pretend like we're a family here, right? And don't touch that yet. So Crystal comes to me.
So I think I want to start this business with Premier Designs.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, that's fine.
That's
So-
pretty much how it went. Okay, I need some money to get started though, from our family money.
So she ends up taking family money and starts a business. Then she goes out and she goes to a show and she makes some money.
Like, look, I had a show. I made $400. Great show. Woo!
So then we look at that and I'd say, okay, I gotta pay, RG&E. I gotta pay the mortgage. I don't have enough for the mortgage.
Okay, so,
So I need something for the mortgage.
all right. Well, that is why we started. Here you go.
Thank you. Okay, so now I
All
pay the
right.
mortgage.
I really, really want to go to Raleigh, but it's like a couple $100 for plane tickets, and I didn't save enough because we had to pay the mortgage, so I need some money.
Oh, here you go. Is that enough?
Yeah, I think
Use
that.
some spending money.
Yeah.
Sadly, this is true.
It actually is. And then all of a sudden, the next month comes by and I need some more money because I gotta pay RG&E again.
Okay,
This
thanks.
kid's still
Back from Texas, and I had another show. Yeah.
So
Wait, so the kids have to eat?
They're crying this time.
They're crying this time.
All right. Okay, so now I'm trying to figure out how much money did I make last month, and I can't remember how much did I give to family.
I don't do it, I know.
But I have to buy like catalogs too, and wait, how are we gonna pay tithing if I don't know how much money we made?
I don't know. Here, just take this and figure it out.
Okay.
I don't have enough for the mortgage yet. So we can see back and forth. It gets kind of crazy, right?
Does anybody else have that problem with their businesses? Almost everybody, right? I think that's normal because we start this business to make money for our families, right? And so we make the money and we give it to our family.
And that's great. But there comes a certain point where, at least for us, we realized it's getting confusing. And for me, I knew she made enough money that she paid back her investment, and I knew that she was giving us money some months that we were paying bills with it and stuff. I'd lose track of it. So it was kind of hard for me personally to see that we were actually successful in it. So I'm looking at my notes here. So we decided, is this where I tell them about this?
Yeah.
So we decided on the split, right? So what ended up happening now, she goes out, man, all of her money isn't green even. She makes all this pink money, right?
Yeah.
And so now what we
Sparkly
did,
and pink.
There's money on the floor.
so about 6 months ago, it's the same like at my house, it's in the cushions. So about 6 months ago, what we did was instead of doing this two-way, like that, back and forth, we split it up, we broke it up. So now the family's got the family money, the business has the business money, and the only time that there's a transfer is from the business to the family. So I need to pay some bills.
Okay.
Great. I need to buy a new car.
Sorry, that was the allotted profit for the month.
So now she's holding back money in the business that honestly sometimes it's hard for me. She'll have a couple $100 sitting there and I'll look and I want it to go buy Mountain Dew or something. And, so she holds on to a bunch of money. And initially that's kind of hard because we got into the business to make money to help the family. But we realized that as much as it was a help sometimes, other times it was to the detriment of the family because now we got to throw it back to the business. Mm-hmm. Think about it. Do you have any other business that you actually go work for? Think about McDonald's or Kodak or no, not Kodak. Some big business. They don't say, how much profit do we have? Give it all away. They withhold some because they know they've got some stuff coming up they need to pay for. So we started doing that one-way transfer of money from the business to the family, and now the business holds on to more profit than it used to.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit now looking at Premier as a business from the financial side of things, because I think most of us start a business in Premier and we think, ooh, we're selling jewelry and we know we're making 50% and we can sponsor and we can get 10%, and now we have this income coming in that we are not thinking of that as part of the business. Maybe we're thinking of the fun of the jewelry and all that kind of stuff, and yay, we're making money, but now we really have to start thinking just a little bit differently. But don't let this scare you, because it's not hard to do. You just have to figure it out and then follow what you figure out. So We are very blessed. I know that a lot of you have probably heard recently about another jewelry company that just went out of business. They closed their doors. All of those jewelers are out of a job now. There's like scrapbooking companies I heard of that have gone bankrupt, all these other things. And we are very blessed because Premier from day one has always worked with, I think our founding scripture even was that God demands fairness in all business deals. And with thinking of that, being out of debt and debt-free has been a very high priority for Premier. And we had one of the home office leaders here recently, and he was saying that Premier actually has enough money in escrow at all times, it's like a fancy bank account, if you don't know what that is, to cover if for whatever reason they were ever to go out of business. I'm very technical, Nikki's laughing at me. To cover any commissions that anyone on their sales force for the next month that they would earn, and then to be able to cover the salaries of their home office staff. That's a big deal. That's not just, oh, we don't owe anybody any money. It's that we're financially sound. And so when you think of that, we're backed by these, awesome principles of working our businesses debt-free and having the home office being debt-free. We need to make sure that our businesses are debt-free also. So if you had to start your Premier business with a credit card, a lot of people did. That's how I started. Some of you don't know, when I started, Mike was unemployed, and we had $5 left in the bank.
You have a lot of kids.
With 5 children to feed. So when we say, right, exactly, when we say that we took Premier money because we had to feed our children, we really did. My son's kindergarten teacher bought him a pair of sneakers for school that year because we just couldn't do it. It was just a couple weeks after I joined Premier in our business. So we understand this. We've been there. We've needed that money. We understand what it means. But we got to the point where we realized we're not helping the family, we're not helping the business if we're not keeping these things separate. So if you put your initial investment on a credit card or a loan, your number one, not a loan by itself, like you took out a loan, your number one priority is to pay that off. Before you buy anything else for your business, before you buy any jewelry, before you buy any Diva dollars, before you buy anything else, make sure that your loan is paid off. If you have new jewelers that are just coming in and they have to get the credit card or anything else similar to that, and that's their business investment, tell them the same thing. You can help them with anything else that they need until they get that paid off, but that needs to be their focus. Because once you've got that initial investment paid off, then you are debt-free in your business. Everything that you have is now yours, it belongs to you, and you're 100% profitable from that point forward. So when you're looking at your business in that way, then you'll never have to worry about investment debt. You'll never have to worry about, oh, well, I have to pay all this money for all this jewelry so that way my business can grow. You'll never put yourself in that situation because there's really no reason for it.
You can win the jewelry doing the consistency challenge.
Exactly, that was my next thing. There are so many, and I know I talked a little bit about this on Saturday. There are so many options out there for us that Premier gives us to give us free jewelry. You really should very rarely ever have to purchase any, which I know is really hard coming from a jewelry hoarder. Because I'm pretty sure I need everything that Premier has out there. I don't really need it, but I do. So when you earn your quick start, you get a certificate. When you're in your, based on your sales and your crown jewels, you get certificates for that. You get certificates for building your business and sponsoring people. There's just so many options out there. And then this thing that Premier's doing right now with this consistency challenge, I cannot even imagine, I can't wait to hear the number of pieces of jewelry that they're giving away. I hope that they tell us that because that's just amazing. So try to get your jewelry for free. If you're not doing a ton of business and maybe you're not earning certificates, there are other ways to get free jewelry. If you are using a jeweler rewards card, we get points. Now if you're using the card, put your show on it, and the next day when it shows up online, pay the money that you earned from your show to pay that off. You'll still get the points and you'll get jewelry certificates from that. That one takes a little bit longer to earn the points and do that. You have to make sure that you have self-discipline if that's your plan. It's perfectly okay to do it, but make sure that you're disciplined. The other thing is the RSVP program, and that one will be opening up very soon, if not already. I don't think it's open yet either, but it should be soon. And basically what that is you put money away. It's like a savings account for you that Premier holds your money, and then they give it back to you when it gets closer to rally time. But you can save money, and for every $50 you put in, they give you $15 in free jewelry. is amazing. You can't get that much of a return on your money if you left it in your bank account, so it's not worth it.
That's only if you go to rally.
If you go to Rally, you get the certificate, yes. They will still hold the money for you so if you're not even sure if you're going to Rally, put it in. Because if there's a chance, like, it's just a savings account, and then they'll just give it back to you. But try to go, because it's totally awesome. And we're gonna talk about being able to go and do that. Did it open today? That's what someone else had said. Good. Okay, it's open today. Ready, run. After you get home.
I did all that and I have no idea.
They should email you with a certificate number. Yes, and then,
Actually, the one that because I just got mine, and when I ordered the spring samples, it automatically took it off when I got
yeah,
it.
it will store it in
You
there.
have to put it in. If you earned, like in September, I think, they had an initiative where we earned a certificate. That one goes under a certificate order, and you'll actually put in your certificate ID and the code for it. But the RSVP is automatically, you don't do anything, it's automatically in your rally. It just comes right off.
Even better. Just go around and looking under where you go click on like place your order. There's options under there. Poke around in there. As long as you don't hit OK on ordering anything, then you can't hurt anything in there. Like just double check before you click OK. Thank you. You're welcome. One thing that I want everybody to know is that you should never, ever, 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 ever leave Premier because it's costing you too much money. Absolutely. I've heard people say that it cost me too much money. That was really their own fault. And I hate to say, it sounds harsh to say that, but it's true. There's a lot of really fun, sparkly, shiny, fancy things that are out there. You don't need them until you're at a point where your business is already financially sound. Now, what we've done, what Mike and I have done, and he's going to show us in just a second, is as we split the business off and said, okay, no more. We're going to figure this out. We're going to get this situated. I don't ever want any more family money coming into Premier. That's not, like, I didn't start Premier so our family could fund my jewelry hobby. That's really not what the plan was there. We only want money going to our family to, help pay bills and stuff like that. So what we decided was that we had to figure out what are we paying every year that are not optional to us. I know that I'm never quitting Premier, so every year I have a $350 renewal fee. That's not optional. I don't want it to sneak up on me in August and say, oh my gosh, it's August, I have to pay $350, now what do I do? I don't ever want to have to come across that. To me, National Rally, not optional. I'll be there every year. Now Mike went with me last year, and he loved it, and he decided that he wants to go too. So when you see our numbers, Mike's going to show us in a minute, our numbers include both of us on that because to us it's not optional. We know that when the new catalogs come out, when the new line is launched in July, I tried to stock up on catalogs for the whole year, so that's a large investment. I've got them, we get an extra discount when they first come out, use that extra discount. And so there's certain things during the year that are not negotiable for my business. So what you need to do is write down your list of the things that you know you're going to have to pay for in your business. Renewals being one, catalogs is another one. We know that we're trying to earn our jewelry for free, but maybe you want to put away a little bit of money for jewelry just in case. Cover yourself. If not, it's just in savings. It's not hurting anything. We have taxes.
Is that a whole, sorry, is that a whole, like, did I get
That's
this
okay.
in your
Taxes are
box?
trickier. I don't know personally enough about saving the money for taxes.
Just know it's coming.
I know that you're going to have to pay some taxes. I don't understand that part. So that, you won't see that on our spreadsheet because that part we're trying to figure out exactly like how much to save and put away. And I don't want to advise anybody wrong on that, but know that you have to pay some taxes if you're making some money. So see somebody that's a professional, they'll tell you how much and all of that.
Are you paying for your renewal like all at once, or are you putting it away as we show with that little?
We're going to show you how I'm doing that in just a second. Because I don't want to have to just all of a sudden need $350.
Right.
So we're putting it away. So what you need is to make your list. Regional Rally, there's a Joy of Leadership coming up, like things like that. If there's Haven of Hope retreats, things like that you want to plan toward, okay? If you need to know closer numbers, like what would you estimate for Rally, Lori, for most jewelers? Because I think we overestimated. 550.
For national?
Yeah, 160 plus.
I'm rooming with you next year.
Well, that's
Well, we share
sharing.
room. We share room.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I estimated closer to 1,000 each. This is
You'll have
possibly
plenty of
why.
money left over for
I think we overestimated numbers because that's how Mike came up with the numbers for stuff. Basically, he likes to overestimate numbers. I would say if you plan 600, for Rally, you're safe. For most of us, we eat a lot, I guess. So for the kids, with registration, and if you keep an eye on the plane flights, like last year we paid $308, that was the lowest I saw it. Right now, they're hovering right around, not that I'm looking already, they're hovering right around like $350, $358 or something.
TSA taxes are higher, they went up like almost, I think it's like $40 a ticket.
So annoying.
So, yeah.
Gas just went down, so really, whatever.
Yeah.
I know, they're annoying. It's a whole different subject. Okay, so basically, the simple way to break this down is to take all of the expenses that you know you're gonna be paying for during the year, divide them by 12, and then every month you wanna put that money away.